Imagine living in the south of France, having wonderful wine every day, cheese, playing a little pétanque in the afternoon.
I am so unamused by the American retiree lifestyle. I want to live in this, I don't, not necessarily south of France, but wherever it is, wine and hanging out in Europe with historical architecture.
Right.
That's what it's about.
Yep.
And I have a feeling that's what this wine is about.
I think that's exactly what this wine is about.
What is up, Watch fam? I am Christian from Theo and Harris, and welcome to Liquor Run. This is
Rolly
from Theo and Harris. If you don't know what Liquor Run is, Fridays we talk about wine. Monday through Thursday, watches and value. Fridays, wine and value. Wine is your passion, and I couldn't be happier than to have you on my channel every week to talk about your passion and value.
Yeah, I'm delighted to be here again for another week.
Right, another week.
It makes, I guess my ratings must be good, right, Donald?
Right, Donald. Arnold Schwarzenegger. His ratings were so bad, we should really all say a prayer for Arnold, okay? Because it was just so embarrassing. All right, so what are we drinking today, Dad? What do we have?
Today, we're going to scoot over to the south of France, the Languedoc region.
Very nice.
And we're going to drink a wine from Gerard Bertrand.
Beautiful.
A Languedoc Red, a Syrah-Grenache.
Wow, great label, too.
Isn't it a lovely label?
Very nice, very classy.
Love it, love the bottle.
How much was this wine?
This wine was $13.
Great price, very great price.
Great price. And Languedoc.
Have you had it before?
I've never had this wine before.
Okay.
But the buzz is
there.
Is everywhere.
Great. Okay, so wristwatch check. You are wearing.
I'm gonna continue the streak with the gold Datejust.
Oh, that watch, right?
You like it, huh?
Oh my God! I got my steel Datejust, and then 2 years later or something like that, Mom got you the gold one.
Yes.
And these are just such incredible watches. I have such passion for them.
I love it.
Love it. Okay.
What are you wearing?
I am wearing Juvenia chronograph. I love the steel case and the matching dial with the blue steel. To me, this watch is just top notch.
I love those push pins.
Right? They're really pretty. Really pretty. Anyway, now let's get into some wine. So we pour. What do we talk about?
Well, France is prodigious in its winemaking. We know the wonderful wines of Bordeaux, the wonderful wines of Burgundy, and they're expensive wines, they're beautiful wines. But guess what? Beyond Burgundy and Bordeaux, there's a treasure trove of value wines in the south of France, the Languedoc region, as people call it, the Doc. And
less known, less publicity,
but pounding out wonderful wines, Mediterranean climate. Some bigger wines. But again, massive value, packing a punch. Good stuff.
All right.
So why don't we pour a little bit of this wine? I guess we'll talk a little bit.
Interesting color.
Yeah, it's
because it's dark. But it's clear.
It's clear. It's not.
Yeah,
definitely. So not light like a Pinot Noir,
no,
but not Cabernet.
No, not Cabernet. It's not inky.
Yeah,
it's
not inky.
It's dark. It's very clear. Wow. It's actually quite beautiful. Good. Wow. So this is very. I mean, it's not light. It's dark, but it's very clear. It's crystal.
Yeah,
really.
I mean, this is definitely not inky like a Cabernet,
but it's also not so light like a Pinot.
Absolutely, I think it falls right in between.
It's
right?
pretty, really.
Yeah.
Great. So, what do you expect to see from the nose? Take a whiff.
Let's take a little whiff here. Let's
open it up.
Open it up just a tad.
Okay. Question: people smell corks. Why do they do it?
I think it's
other
just
people
something
because
I think
chain reaction.
Because they've watched other people that know nothing do it, and so they continue to do it.
So it's one of those like, oh, I saw that guy do it, so now I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Never trust anyone.
It smells like cork.
That. Much like legs on a wine don't tell you anything about the quality of a wine.
Right. What do they tell you?
They tell you only really like alcohol content.
That's really it.
But that's about it.
Okay,
I mean, because it's just sticking to the side of the glass. And this actually has some interesting legs, but you could take nothing away from that. It's not an indicator of quality.
All right. Give it a smell.
So obviously red fruit, but cherry is the predominant nose that I pick up. When they're in season, take that bite and pop, and it pop. That's it's almost a sweetness.
Now,
sweet
will
aroma.
you now assume that the taste will mirror the smell? Will you taste cherries? Do you think?
Perhaps.
It's possible,
I think so.
But it's not a certainty.
It should. Let's taste. Let's taste.
All right. First of all, it's delicious.
It's delicious.
I'm hunting for cherries, but it's delicious. It's dry.
It's dry. but it's not.
Oh, you know what though? You're right with cherries. You're 100% right, but it's in a much more subtle way than I thought it would have been. So the cherry, I mean, you could disagree with me if you want.
I don't. Yeah.
But to me, maybe your scent of the cherries was even more forward than the taste.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting, as far as the taste, and I was looking for cherries, so mind you, I had a leg up, but a meaty cherry. It's not so much like a superficial sweetness. It's a meaty cherry on the back.
Oh God, yeah. For me, it is definitely that. It's also like really black fruit, blackberries. Imagine taking a bite into a blackberry. It's not oftentimes, overly sweet. There's a little bit of a sweetness, but then there's something else going on in that berry. That's what I get from this.
Wow, it's delicious. I just keep
this is a hell of a wine.
This is delicious.
I've never had this before.
Yep.
I've been reading a little bit about Gerard Bertrand. They're committed to real high quality winemaking, the Mediterranean lifestyle, biodynamic wines. Using techniques that don't use pesticides and things like that. So really forward thinking. This guy's getting a lot of acclaim now. So snatch up a bottle because the prices are going to start to go up.
Don't you love when you see that though? Like someone who wasn't necessarily getting all the attention not that long ago, but now all of a sudden is. I love that. I think that's
great.
To me, it's just like it's that savory moment. It's not that we're not profiting off of this, but
We know.
for them, it's like, okay, finally you're getting the attention you deserve. And that's awesome. That's a lot of years of hard work. Making wine isn't easy.
Making wine
it's very difficult, right? So to see someone finally getting real attention is beautiful.
I think he gets it. I think this family understands that wine doesn't have to be overly expensive to be
And once again,
good.
$13.
Yeah, $13. They've got others that have actually. This one has made the Wine Spectator Top 100. There's another label called Fitu, which also has gotten a lot of attention, which we probably could have gotten as well because it was available. We just happened to decide on this one, and only because I heard a little bit of buzz and had never had it. And quite frankly, we don't really drink wines from the Languedoc often enough. There's a treasure trove of value in that area. Again, when you're in the supermarket or when you're in the wine shop and you're looking at so many thousands of labels,
everything becomes Spanish. You can't read anything.
You don't know what you're. But if you keep that in your mind, look for the south. The south of France. Man, are you going to be rewarded with great wines at a great price?
This is
sub
very
$20.
tasty.
Sub $20.
And the truth is, when you initially poured it, before I really got to see how clear it was, I expected a much heavier, bigger wine. Not a small wine.
So did I.
But geez, this taste, it's just it drinks so much more casually than I thought. This is delicious.
This is, to me, it's a medium
body
wine.
Body for sure. But I expected much bigger, and that's why I think that this is awesome.
It has, as this wine lingers in my mouth, I also taste a little bit of like dark chocolate. And it has that, when you eat dark chocolate, you get that interesting aftertaste, that's not sweet. I get that with this wine.
Do you get any saltiness on the palate?
Actually, it's funny you say that. I found it on the last wine we had.
Really?
I found saltiness.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I get a little bit of saltiness on, not a lot, but I'm getting a little bit of almost just like this, slight coating of salt. But
that's completely reasonable.
Yeah, but this is delicious. Thank you for picking this one up too. So now, tell me the grapes, Syrah-Grenache. What's the significance here? What can you deduce?
They're growing them in the south of France. Keep in mind that the Romans were growing grapes in this area during their time of power across Europe and all over the continent.
Okay.
So the grapes grow very, very well in this area. Also, I don't know if you know this, but Grenache. Some people say that Grenache is actually a Spanish grape.
Okay.
It's Garnacha.
Yeah,
You've heard of that.
100 times. Yeah.
So there's some debate whether
it's a Spanish
grape or French. Quite frankly, I don't give a crap.
Right, no,
it's a fantastic grape. And this blend is fantastic.
And you see that they balance each other out very well. They smooth each other's edges.
Beautiful. In the Rhone, it's always a blend.
Yep.
You don't really find a single grape, wine. It's always Syrah, Grenache, Mourvedre. So it's a combination. It's a recipe.
Yep.
But in this duet,
very good.
It's beautiful.
Very good. What would you eat with this mid-bodied Languedoc, red? What would you?
So for me, I would absolutely try, a lamb dish. I would do
Right.
roasted lamb. I think would be really wonderful.
You're
with
right,
this.
because it's not big enough for like a mushy stew.
No.
But it's definitely big enough for like a roasted piece of meat.
And quite frankly, because you have, like you talked a little bit about that, maybe the little salty note, and it has good backbone. I would even do, if you're doing an ossobuco, you can do an ossobuco, like a nice, I would say a stewed meat.
Yeah.
That bone, that meat falling off the bone.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
And of course, you're gonna do, if you can find some sausages, some really good sausages.
I could definitely see that.
You can do that.
We
some
were at
great
DBGB
cheese.
last week. Those sausages would have done very well
Absolutely.
with this wine,
Some
I think.
assertive flavor,
Yep,
right?
Sure. By the way, DBGB, wonderful restaurant, downtown Manhattan. Daniel Boulud. We were there last Sunday and really solid. It's actually the bottom of the food chain for his restaurants, but like I said, like I always bring it back to Longa. Quality, no matter what the price range. So that was great stuff.
It's great that you bring that up because Daniel Boulud is from Lyon.
Really?
And so Lyon is not terribly far from where these wines are coming from. Obviously, these wines are south of the Rhone Valley, and they extend out to close to Provence.
Yep.
But Lyon's not too far, and I'm sure that Daniel Boulud has had plenty of wines from the Languedoc.
That's awesome.
So I'm loving this.
Loving it.
Loving it. I'm so happy we got it. You guys are gonna enjoy.
Yeah.
Happy hunting.
100%.
Try to find it, get it, drink it.
Yeah, I definitely recommend. It's kind of a mid wine. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
a mid body, but that's also it's very descriptive. Believe it or not, this wine really does fall very well, and then not too light, certainly not too heavy. I'm often off put by big Cabernets and
So
stuff like
good.
that, but this is delicious.
Well said. If you're off put by the bigness
Massive.
of some of the New World Cabernets or even the Australian ones, New World ones, this is a terrific alternative.
Yep.
And quite frankly, it's not heavily tannic, so it doesn't bite your mouth.
Nope.
And I just find it that it'll pair beautifully. It's something that really complements food quite nicely.
Yep, absolutely.
Good choice.
Thank you so much. No, good choice on your end. Thank you guys so much
Merci.
for Merci. Thank you guys so much for watching Liquor Run. This is an awesome episode. Check out this wine. It really is very, very delicious. I'm not big on big old-fashioned red or big new-fashioned reds. This is really, really good. Thank you for picking it out. Be sure to pick it up at the liquor store. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Have an awesome weekend. And check out the new content on theoandharris.com next week. You won't be disappointed.
A la santé.
A la santé. Oh, I don't have any more wine.